I'm Dr. Bunch and I'm a chiropractor. Have you ever noticed that your shoes wear unevenly, that the heels run over at the back or at the front? If so, you can do something to correct that by using something called a Cedar spring-loaded shoe tree. And you want to make sure if you get one that it's split at the front and it's spring-loaded so that the front spreads apart as the spring is compressed to press it apart. It also needs to be narrow at the back. Some are made wide, and that won't allow you to do the necessary step to correct the footwear, abnormal shoe pattern wear. A lot of times if you're running your shoes over or if they have an abnormal wear pattern, it will be a sign that there's a foot or an ankle problem that's causing you to have knee pain, back pain, or other spinal related pains. So it's important that you correct your foot to get the proper shoe wear. Now, in order to do that, you need to have a shoe that has a leather upper. It has to be leather up on top. It won't work with canvas or vinyl or anything else. It has to be leather so that as the moisture is wicked out of the leather, it will shrink back down to its correct size. So what you'll need to do is first get your spring-loaded shoe trees. They come as a pair, and get you a pair of shoe trees. Woodlore is a good place to get them. There are different places that sell them, but again, you want to make sure you get the right one. And then get you a new pair of leather upper shoes. And again, you may want to watch the previous video on how to pick a good shoe. Make sure it has a steel shank so that it doesn't collapse under the arch here, okay? So what you'll do is turn your shoe over and look at it from the bottom and see what the wear pattern looks like. It should have even wear around the back of the heel or maybe just slightly to the outside like on this shoe. Now, you also want to look and see if you're pushing the upper over. If it's running over, sometimes you'll see it sticking out a ½ inch or more on either side to the inside or outside. So then what you'll do is take your spring-loaded shoe tree and put it inside the shoe and compress it and push it down in. Now, if your shoe was running over on the outside, you'll want to move the shoe tree over to the inside, crowd it over to the inside as far as you can. The next step is to turn your shoe over and look down and see if there's a twist. And if you can see in this shoe, there's a slight twist where it's twisted this direction. So what we want to do is reverse that and twist it the opposite direction and get it to stay there, and then set it down and let it dry overnight, and it will wick the moisture out of the leather and shrink the shoe back down to its proper shape, which will then force your foot to conform to the shoe rather than the shoe being broken down to conform to your foot. And usually after doing that every night for 3 to 4 weeks with a brand new pair of shoes, you'll find that it will actually correct the mechanics in your foot and ankle so that you'll stop breaking your shoes down. And each time you get a new pair of shoes, you want to make sure and do that again to make sure that you keep your foot and ankle lined up. So that's what we want to do, is get this Cedar split forefoot spring-loaded shoe trees with a narrow back and a new pair of leather upper shoes in order to do this procedure. In our next video, we'll talk about how you can deal with toe deformities and bunions and crooked toes. So look forward to seeing you on that video.